I remember the excitement I felt as I prepared to enter the fall of 2011. It truly seemed as though God's hand was on our family and His blessing was on our ministry. Little did I know, we were getting ready to experience the most painful year of our lives. At the end of an extremely difficult season of life, we were left spiritually dry and very deeply wounded. And although my family had survived and we were not broken, there was clear evidence of fracture. At the end of that difficult time, a friend of ours, along with a local pastor who I had never met, gave me the gift of being able to attend a ministry leaders conference free of charge. So 7 days after we walked away from our church family of 4 years, I boarded a plane for Colorado Springs. Onto this very campus here at New Life Church with more questions than answers, totally unaware of the process of healing that God would begin in my heart or the significance of the vision that would be conceived. So for the next 3 days, I prayed and I listened, I worshiped, and I trusted. I heard from pastors who had pressed forward in faith when the odds seemed to be against them. I was encouraged by the testimonies of leaders who had been thrown a curve by life, but through leaning into God's promises and allowing Him to write His story on their life, they were able to emerge with renewed passion for their calling. Something within me stirred, and I longed to rediscover the hope that church really could be about something other than what I had experienced. I'd become weary and disillusioned, but I began to pray for passion. I was comforted by the reminder that it was okay for me to feel weak. In fact, God enjoyed my weakness because it was my very weakness that would allow Him to come in and show His grace, His strength, and His power. As I packed and got ready to go home, my mind was racing. I still didn't have all the answers, but something was different. I walked on that plane with a renewed confidence in a statement that we had spoken into the lives of hundreds of families and children over just the past several years. That simple truth for my family was that God could be trusted no matter what. As I sat, God began to speak to my heart. He whispered words, seeds that would take root and grow in the months ahead. He said, I've allowed your circumstances to bring you here. I am ordering your steps. This is not about how it makes you feel, because you are loved and you always will be my son. Lean into the unknown because I am with you. Let the anticipation of what I'm going to do draw you closer to me. Your destination is greater than you could have planned and is bigger than what you can see. You're asking how much longer, and I'm telling you to simply wait. When we get there, you'll understand. I had traveled 1,700 miles from home and been asking the same question I'd been asking for months. God, why? And in a way, and at a place, and at a time only able to be orchestrated by God Himself, He finally answered. You see, I learned it wasn't about a product. It wasn't about a project. It was about a people who would be changed by God to change the world through sharing the life-giving message of Jesus. If I've learned anything over the last year and a half, it's that God is able. He spoke the world into existence using His voice and gave it life with His breath. All creation cries out, He is able. He has pursued every generation, stopping at nothing, even giving His only Son. His love surpasses any height and any depth. He is able. For those who have gone before us and seen His mighty power and His presence, who have experienced His deliverance and provision, they know He is able. Sight to a blinded judge. He gave strength to a shepherd boy. He gave favor to a queen. He gave new life to a friend who had passed. He gave forgiveness to the betrayer. He gave boldness to a movement called the church. He is able. He has broken our chains and set us free. He has moved obstacles. He has torn down walls. He cast out every fear. He is able. He is writing our story, calling out a remnant. He is birthing a new family, Renovate Life Church. He knows our mistakes, yet He invites us to be part of His story. Today we celebrate. Our values are found in Him. Our future depends on Him. Our praise is deserved by Him. Everything you see, this location, the sound, the leaders, everything that we have, the financial support, it's all a display of His grace. So we move into the future, hoping, believing, trusting that He that is able to do more than we ask or imagine, according to the power that is at work within us, that will continue to shape us, mold us, change us, until our very lives declare to the world, God is able.
God is with us. He will guide.